Hello and welcome to KRS Maths and Science channel. Your learning objective this week is to be able to draw a pie chart.
You will see two following clips of a pie chart construction. One is a correct construction of a pie chart and one isn't a correct construction. Can you spot which one's correct? Then at the end of the clips there will be two questions that will be this week's homework to be able to construct a pie chart.
Okay, so our data at the moment, a survey about our favourite footballer in the England setup. So, we had Owen, came in with 40 votes, Ferdinand had 10 votes, Rooney 30 votes, David James 50 votes, and Lampard 50 votes as well. So first thing we have to do is put these all together and find out what our total number of votes was. So I've added all these up, 40 and 10 is 50, plus 30 gives you 80, and 100 gives you 180 votes altogether, yeah? To put this in a pie chart, obviously it's based on a circle. There are 360 degrees in a circle. So we have to find out how many degrees are going to represent one vote. So if we've got 360 degrees in total, and we had 180 votes, we divide 360 by 180, gives you an answer of 2 degrees. So, one vote will be represented by an angle of 2 degrees. So to find out the angle for each person, we multiply our frequency by the number of degrees. So in this case, 2 degrees, we're just going to double everything. So Owen will be 80 degrees, 20 degrees for Ferdinand, 60 degrees for Wayne Rooney, 100 degrees for David James, and 100 degrees for Frank Lampard. Remember, put the little degree sign in there. Okay, so I've now got to put this on my pie chart. I've already got a circle. You'll notice a line here starting at 0 degrees, 12 o'clock. We always work round clockwise from that point. So I need to measure on here an angle of 40 degrees. Got a little protractor here. I'll place that over the centre circle with my line for 0 degrees in there. Okay, I measure around 40 degrees is there, make my little point. So, taking my ruler, I draw a line from the centre through my mark. It takes me up to 40 degrees there. Okay, so that's 40 degrees there for Owen. So now I need 20 degrees from Ferdinand. What I'm going to do now is start from this line here. So I'll put my protractor on, in the middle again. This time I line up 0 on the line I've already drawn. So I measure round 20 degrees. Do your little mark. And then your ruler in the centre, through your line. So there is Mr. Ferdinand. And now I have got Mr. Rooney, it's 30 degrees. Again, put your protractor in the middle. Put your 0 line now on this last line here. Rooney is going to come round 60 degrees. So I'm going to count round here, 60 degrees. It's just there. Right, so for James then, I'm going to need 100 degrees. So I'll put my protractor back on there with your 0, remember, on this line here. Now 100 degrees, as we know, is an obtuse angle. Will come round past the 90 and is going to sit in just about there. Okay, so we've drawn all ours in now. I'm going to leave this one because that's the bit that's left on our pie chart, so that must be the votes received for Frank Lampard. Now what I'm going to do is just label it up. So I've got Michael Owen in there, and then I've got Mr. Ferdinand and Mr. Rooney, David James, and the last bit there, Frank Lampard. All I need now is to give it a title, so favourite footballers. And there is your pie chart.
Each vote is worth 2 degrees, so that if I have 40 votes, then these will be doubled up. 40 times 2 is 80. 10 times 2, 20. 30 times 2, 60. 50 times 2, 100. And again, 50 times 2 to give 100. And these are all degrees on the pie chart. Okay, so now we're going to plot the data, our angles, onto our pie chart. To do this, I'll take our protractor and we start from our line that is already drawn on the circle. So, I measure or place my protractor so that 0 is upon this line, and the first piece of data that I want is 80 degrees. I start from 0, go around the outside of my protractor, get to 80 and mark a point. Here I'm going to now join a new line from the centre of my circle to the outside, going through this point. Okay, for our next piece of data we have an angle of 20 degrees. So I need to start from the line I've just drawn. I put my protractor on again from 0, and this time I want 20 degrees. I mark a point and draw the line again through the centre to the outside of the circle through the point I have drawn. The next angle, Rooney, 60 degrees onto my circle. So again, place the protractor on the line I've just drawn, and I measure round to 60, 0 round to 60, and mark a point, and again draw a line from the centre to the outside through my point. The next piece of data, this time James, represented by 100 degrees. So I find the line I've just drawn, again from 0, measure round to 100, mark a point, draw a line from the centre to the outside going through the point I've drawn. That leaves me with our last piece of information, which is Lampard. To double check that this is correct, I'm going to measure the last section of my pie chart to make sure it's 100 degrees. Always good exam practice to try this. From 0, measure round, and it's 100 degrees. Fantastic. What's left is just to put in the footballers into their section of the pie chart. Owen, as we started with Owen. Ferdinand, Rooney, James, and finally Lampard. Here is our finished pie chart.